Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. Unfortunately, I'm still in Hamburg, as you might see, and my train to Munich yesterday was completely cancelled, and I'm not sure whether and when I'll get back to Munich today. But anyways, on the plus side, this means that I'm now fresh and ready, albeit not too excited to play this Daily Dominion, not too excited just because I would rather already be on the way home, but I gotta wait it out for now. Now, anyways, this daily, however, still looks rather exciting, so maybe that will ignite the spark. Um, and it looks exciting and interesting, and also, yeah, there is a complete lack of something in this one. So it is, yeah, as I said, it's going to be interesting. Now, what is this kingdom about? We can look at the cards over here and see that Haven costs 2 and sets aside a card from your hand face down, which you put into your hand on the next turn. Now, yeah, let's assess this kingdom a bit. We have investment and sentinel for trashing and rather fast trashing. We have gondola for a one-time village-ish effect, crown for a proper village throne room-like thingy, wine merchant for plus buy, groundskeeper for victory points, jester for extra gains, and innkeeper for sifting, I guess, and alley as well. Like both innkeeper and alley and haven kind of help your reliability, but apart from that, I'm not super sure. And then also we can always opt to play any of the action cards as Way of the Mule to just yield +1 action, +1 coin, which makes, I don't know, for example, Sentinel as a trasher even more enticing just because later on it won't get completely useless, but rather you will be able to still do the Way of the Mule stuff. Now, apart from that, I told you everything. There's trashing, extra gains in Jester and Wine Merchant. There is Village and Crown, but there is an utter lack and absence of draw. Actually, if we look at the Kingdom plot, it looks rather funny with the complete absence of draw. So there is no way, well, there is a way to increase your hand size in a coming turn via Haven, setting aside a card that you can put into your hand, but there is no real true way of increasing your hand size without sacrificing like a whole turn. And that makes it rather finicky and also makes it very interesting in how you want to play this. I think the goal will be probably to have a deck full of groundskeepers and maybe a few crowns mixed in, then maybe one or two wine merchants for payload and or jester for payload. I'm not sure, probably wine merchant. But really just a thin deck with as little as possible amount of stock cards, like maybe a crown can double play a wine merchant, and we might want to have our trasher, like investment still in there, or the sentinel. And then hammer in the groundskeepers, and then slowly score via gaining estates or duchies. I think that's going to be the way, but it's still going to be really annoying. I think what we could do here might also involve keeping the sentinel until the end of the game and using, I don't know, the innkeeper, for example, although that reduces your hand size, to draw 3 cards and then discard 3 cards. For example, discarding 2 estates that you bought the previous turn into the discard. Then Sentinel can pick them up and trash them immediately, and you just keep the victory points you scored off of crowned groundskeepers, probably. Now, yeah, how this is going to work out, I have no clue. I'm going into this kingdom completely blind. Now, opening-wise, I think the 4-3 is much, much better than the 5-2, as you just get to open with an extra card, essentially. I mean, the Haven is not that exciting. And on the 5-2, I might even just go for Sentinel anyways. Haven, at least, if you so wanted, could do some Way of the Mule stuff. But yeah, I think the most important thing is to get your Sentinel going, trash down quickly, and get to the state where you have a wine merchant or two, probably just one first, and a few crowns and groundskeepers in the deck. And then, yeah, see where we go from there. Jester could really be a nasty attack, as the space for terminal cards is just so limited, so yeah. And we could open investment, we could open alley. I think both are pretty fine, since if we didn't want to keep the Sentinel, then investment would be much better. But since we do want to keep the Sentinel, probably we can also go for alley and just ensure that we have a reshuffle where we 100% are guaranteed to find the Sentinel. Now, yeah, let's just go for that. Open alley Sentinel. This is already not all too great, although it's still fine, I think. Here we will probably just stick in a gondola to ensure that we have some money in the deck. Or this could also just be an investment, just to shuffle something in that can also trash. And put in a silver now. The alley will trigger a shuffle with the Sentinel in it, and the Sentinel will even find here. And they get to trash out the last estate quickly, that's really good. And then this can pick up probably a silver. We are going to get rid of those silvers later, but for now they are the needed boost to our economy. Here we'll probably just go for a wine merchant. Let's see what the alley does. Oh, I kind of missed of course, the alley Way of the Mule interaction. You could just Way of the Mule the alley from your deck essentially for +1 card, +1 action, +1 coin. So build a stack of those that just give you money each turn. Yeah, I think here this is really not what you need to do anyways, but it is something to keep in mind. And yeah, now this could either be a crown or a wine merchant, both very viable. Probably the crown is better, just to maybe thin us a bit quicker, or yeah, let's hope. Well, the question is whether we hit 5 on the next turn. And wine merchant might. Now let's go for the crown. If we do hit 5 here, it's very, very good. Yeah, let's cycle 1 card, although it doesn't really matter. And probably I should have just. I mean, it really doesn't matter at all. And get to trash out a lot of stuff. And this crown should probably just double play the alley, discarding 2 of the coppers into the discard, hopefully finding the Sentinel, unless it bottom decks. Yeah, okay, we do find it, can play it normally. Yeah, and do get to trash again here. Yeah, we just really want to get super duper thin. Get to play the wine merchant. We need to remember that we need to have 2 money left over to discard the wine merchant from the tavern mat at the end of our turn. But yeah, we managed to do that, and this could either be a groundskeeper or just another crown. I think crown is really, really, really good here. Haven. Now, that is also a good question. Probably not worth it, although yeah, it's probably just going to be a fancy-ish copper that I don't know, that I don't like setting aside stuff at this point. So let's just end our buys. And of course, I was telling you about it. We need to keep the 2 money, but then I completely forgot about it. Well, do get to double play crown, double play the wine merchant, play normally. Now we get to probably just Mule this again, and Mule that for 13. Or no, actually, let's play the Sentinel properly. For 12, we just need to go for maybe Brown Wine Merchant or Groundskeeper Wine Merchant. Let's anyways trash out some stuff. I don't think we're going to need the investment here. Yeah, the question is really just whether we are fine with our deck at this stage and just double Groundskeeper for a few turns, or whether we want to try to do something more. Because currently we have 5 stop cards in the deck, right? We have two crowns that can potentially become non-stop cards, but yeah, actually, let's go Groundskeeper Wine Merchant. Let's add one more Wine Merchant and just a tiny bit more payload. And yeah, I think that's fine. Remember to save that. Crown the Groundskeeper here. Then crown the Wine Merchant and play normally and have 16, which is not that. I mean, it's pretty fine, but we need to be careful that we keep 2 of the things in two money left to spend, and I think this just wants to be another alley. Out of these cards, alley is just with Way of the Mule, really nice and consistent money, and yeah, or something that can just cycle us a bit. Although, do we really need to cycle here is the question. We could also just Way of the Mule these 2 and go for play normally, play normally, play normally, play normally. 20 money, and now really hammer in those groundskeepers. And since we do have the buys left over, maybe instead of one of the groundskeepers, this wants to be a crown. There's a question of whether we want 2 groundskeepers or 1 groundskeeper or 2 alleys. And actually, I like putting in just 2 more alleys, because they are really good as cantrips with Way of the Mule. So let's discard those wine merchants. We can just crown one of the groundskeepers, that's really fine. Play normally. Actually, let's crown one more. Play normally. We just need to find the other wine merchant. If we need to, we can. Okay, then we can just do this, even though it costs us essentially 2 money. But then therefore we have the silver, and actually no, let's discard the silver and get rid of it this turn. And now we can Way of the Mule all of these alleys, double play those wine merchants, play normally all of this stuff, and just trash this silver and be on with our turn. Go for crown groundskeeper and no haven. I don't think it's worth it really. And really just build up this deck that can potentially do lots and lots of victory points with the groundskeepers. Now here, yeah, it's fine to double play these. We just need 2 crowns for the wine merchants in the end. And yeah, we have more crowns, right? Yeah, okay. What is the last card down there? Probably a groundskeeper or a crown. We can just leave it there. Doesn't matter. And mule this, crown this, play normally, play normally, play normally, play normally. 21 money and 5 buys. Need to keep that in mind. AI has set aside something. It does have crowns, it does have wine merchants, so we probably don't want to lower all too much, and I think we also want to already score a bit with an estate here. And yeah, what do you want to go for? We could play super aggressively and just go for a wine merchant. In that case, we would need to empty 2 wine merchants and a groundskeeper next turn. Yeah, 3 wine merchants and a groundskeeper, or no, actually 2 crowns, a groundskeeper, and 4 alleys. Probably not possible, but I still like the play. Although, are we going to really be able to play this wine merchant properly? Maybe just an alley is better. Like, what could AI do here? AI could double play wine merchant and double play it again. Mm, we just added a stop card in the estate that we added, so yeah, but we have so many alleys, we can just put some estates in the discard, trash them with Sentinel, and be on with our turn. So I think adding another estate here, just grabbing some victory points, getting ahead a bit, sounds quite nice. 14 victory points. And these alleys really add to a nice consistency of the deck. Yeah, we just crown here, probably go for groundskeepers. And AI is lowering like crazy. Why would you do that? I mean, it's essentially just saying, oh, please, why don't you win right now? Like, we can just double play this wine merchant normally, and actually, yeah, this is already a win in hand because the allies we can mule. Let's play out the turn and go for a bit more points maybe. But yeah, we've already won, so I'm very confused by what AI is doing here. There are the 2 wine merchants. Let's discard this estate. Let's discard that estate. And already, yeah, play normally, play normally. I think down there are only crowns and groundskeepers, but we might as well just end it here. Yeah, I don't know what AI was thinking there, lowering as much as it did. Probably it felt so far behind in points and means to do anything that it really just didn't matter. But yeah, I'll take it for sure. 14 turns in a drawless kingdom, I would say that's pretty nice. Key card here really was Alley in conjunction with Way of the Mule. That was super nice, super reliable. And also, I think I like sticking to just the 2 wine merchants and 2 crowns. Not much else. And yeah, we won the groundskeeper split. We thinned down super quickly. AI, I think, went for too many wine merchants for sure, and was not aggressive enough in trashing out all of its stop cards. Like, essentially, Haven is more or less a stop card this turn, and then it gives you a bit of a boost next turn, but I don't know, it's not worth it, I think. And yeah, I don't know. 32 points. We had the capability of scoring much more. As I said, we had some groundskeepers on top there that I didn't want to be bothered to cycle through. Yeah, not much else to add, I think. And this went surprisingly well. Like, these drawless kind of kingdoms can be a bit on the finicky side. This one seemed pretty clear after all. But it could get messy with jesters stealing your cards left and right or chunking you. It could get messy with your Sentinel missing, although we played against that by going for the Sentinel alley opening. And yeah, not much else to add. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. It was pretty fun. And I hope to catch you in the next one from Munich. And until then, goodbye.